So I just been sat in a coffee shop all morning writing this brilliant script, and I've just realised that I've not saved it and I've accidentally deleted it all. So let's cue the intro. I'm gonna have lunch and watch Star Trek, watch a little bit of Picard, and then I'm gonna do a different script, maybe a shorter one. Could I get 2 straws, please? So Charlie, you've been complaining about these videos being out of focus, so I hope I've figured out where the manual focus is, and I hope this is in focus for you. So today I'm going to be talking about Crocs. I'm going to put my house for absolutely no reason. I got Crocs as a present from my mum at Christmas. Me and my brothers, we all got a pair each, and I at first was not grateful enough to you, Mum. And now I absolutely love them. Crocs are absolutely my favourite shoes, and they are the way to go for the future. Crocs and socks are what I'll wear to the beach, and what I wear around the house, and what I'll wear in the office, and what I wear in the garden. They feel completely versatile. They're the comfiest shoes to wear, and also on top of that, there's this sort of bare-faced ugliness to them that I find really cool. And I think there's this thing as well that they have this sort of 90s, noughties nostalgia to them, that you really feel like they are a throwback and connection to my childhood. But on top of that, they're just a very functional shoe. And there's something about the brand Crocs that does ring a sort of sense of reliability. So I've seen Lidl and Aldi selling these sort of rubberized shoes, and yet I would still prefer to have the brand Crocs on my shoes. I think if I was just wearing a brandless shoe, I would just feel as though people judge me for not caring at all about my appearance. And I do care about my appearance. I like being trendy and fashionable, but at the same time I like being comfortable, and Crocs really do all of this for me. And so I absolutely love these shoes. I feel like they're a part of my personality. So after a year of having these shoes and thinking, hey, these are really cool, and getting my second pair, I decided to look into the price of the business. And I was absolutely blown away by the growth they had in 2020 and 2021. And they have a remarkable free cash flow. Now, one of the brilliant things about the business, and what I tend to look for, is they operate with free cash flow, generally speaking. Every single year they have positive free cash flow, except for 2 years. And yet they also have a very low debt, so they typically operate with no debt whatsoever. And every year I see them buying back shares. These are all brilliant things for the long-term share price. And so even if they do sell shares off, they'll do that after years of buying back shares. And I believe that would only be a short-term blip in order to pay interest payments. Now, this moves on to the next thing, debt. Typically they operate without any debt whatsoever, and yet at the minute they are acquiring quite a large amount of debt. However, given the fact that debt is unbelievably cheap, I don't think this is a big concern. What's concerning about loading up on debt is if they're using it to pay for capital expenditure, so the day-to-day runnings of the business. They're not. They are using debt as a way of acquiring future revenue. So hey dude, now I'm only valuing the profitability of the business based on the value of Crocs themselves. These marvellous devices, the revenue that comes from these are how I'm valuing the business. However, I do always like to see a way of adding to the revenue of the overall business, and that's with their purchase of Hey Dude. So Hey Dude is coming at a hefty $2 billion But if their revenue is 700 million, which we'll see, then I don't think that's a bad purchase at all. And what they're hoping by 2025, 2026 is that their revenue will be 1 billion. That seems conservative and reasonable if their current revenue is 700 million. But none of that really bothers me. What I think about is their free cash flow of 500 million and their current price of around 4 billion. So that is a remarkable PE ratio. I absolutely believe that I myself will be picking up more Crocs in the future. But better than that, I can go onto Google Trends and I can see that their trending is going upwards generally over years. Now, I don't think they'll reach the pandemic peaks that they had for a long, long time, and I don't think they have to. Their revenue, their free cash flow will probably take a hit this year, but with hopefully the new Hey Dude, which does seem popular, they will actually reach new heights very, very soon with regards to free cash flow. But I also believe that this summer could be another peak for Crocs. I think they are actually gaining momentum. In the fashion industry, things tend to compound over time. So this seems like a perfect investment for me from a debt to free cash flow point of view.